Hello, Mr. Srivastava.
Hello.
It's a pleasure being with you here.
It's nice to be here, and it's a good thing for me to have with you.
Thank you so much for taking out time.
Yeah.
It's an honor for us to have a distinguished guest as Mr. Mahendra Srivastava, ITS. He is Principal Advisor from TRAI. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I believe that you have been involved in the quality of service and all the auctioning related issues surrounding ITS and other sectors. Could you please enlighten us regarding the issues and their solutions regarding this for ITS?
Looking into the ITS intelligent transport system, it's basically communication between the devices. If the devices communicate without involvement of the human being, whether the adequate infrastructure is available for the devices to communicate, whether the kind of time lag which is required, because if the device signal is not reaching to the other device in time, there may be delay in the action. So we have to look into the timing within which the one device signal should reach to other signal and the response should come to the other device. So as a regulator, it is our prime responsibility to create a framework and to suggest government for the policy framework, for the policy framing for various kinds of concepts of the intelligent transport system, including creation of the basic telecommunication infrastructure, which is the backbone for any kind of the intelligence working. So this is one thing. Second thing is that since most of the transport systems are will be equipped with the devices which will not be physically connected, they will be connected through wireless medium. So what kind of the wireless medium should be used? What kind of the spectrum should be used? If that spectrum is given to for a particular type of service, whether that is useful for that service, whether this cannot be used for the other service. If there is a competition between the users of the spectrum, demand is too high, then what kind of the prices should be there? So as a regulator, we not only identify the kind of spectrum which are to be used, but what should be the policies for the auctioning of those spectrums like 4G, 5G, and once we are going for the 4G and 5G. So there are various kinds of the spectrum like lower sub-gigahertz, mid-band means around 3.5 gigahertz, then millimeter waves. Every spectrum has got the advantage and disadvantage. Lower sub-gigahertz got the advantage of broader coverage area. Mid sub-gigahertz has got the advantage of capacity, and the millimeter waves has got the advantage of the carrying huge capacity, because there would be too much data transactions. So that we are doing.
Great. Sir, so as a policy maker, what do you think is the most important point or an issue that we must address regarding the formulation of ITS policy in India?
One basic item which is very responsible and very much will be very much required for the ITS to work successfully is the continuity of the coverage, because the coverage has to be continuous and it has to be there at each and every place wherever the transport system is moving. There should not be any gaps in the coverage. So what is our responsibility as a regulator as well as the government to ensure that there is a contiguous coverage across all the three. Second thing is that availability of the required bandwidth.
Okay.
Like if we call it, let's say for the train movement, and you want to monitor the train, not only the signaling and their movement aspect, but also to see the how the attendants are working in the coaches, how they are serving to the people. Then there has to be the video transmission from the coaches towards the station control system. So whether the adequate pipe is created in terms of the wireless, in terms of the fiber along the rail track, that signal can be transported, the information can be shared, and some control mechanism can be established wherever it is required. So that's really important.
So quality technology implementation and
Exactly.
well-planned implementation is required.
And continuity of the coverage. There should not be any break.
Okay, and for this, to achieve this aim, what has to be done?
Though the government has taken many action to reach, to penetrate broadband services across the country in through rural fiberization and as well as the Gram Panchayat fiberization through BharatNet project. But still, we have got quite good area where the coverage is not proper. We have to improve that coverage. There has to be joint responsibility, not only of the telecom service provider. It is the state government also. They have to play an active role. The central government has to play an active role, because whatever the communication infrastructure is going to be created, it will just not limited to the ITS. It will be applicable for all other kinds of the requirement of the state government. So there has to be collaborative approach of all stakeholders for ensuring that continuity and good quality of the services are available. As well as not only available at outdoor, there has to be collaboration for ensuring the good quality of service in indoor sector.
Yeah. So I believe we have to break these silo barriers, work with good collaboration,
Yes.
understanding, and an intent to take India forward.
Yes, certainly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Srivastava. It has been a great honor to host you, and I'm sure people who are going to watch this podcast are going to be greatly benefited from the content, from the points that you have enlightened us with.
So my only request to the viewers would be that let's make our communication system as a part of our daily life, not only in terms of the utilizing, but ensuring that providing the due facilities to the service provider to ensure that the coverage reaches to each and every point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.